Hello, this is Lower. Today I'm basically going to give myself 1 hour and we're going to create a liquid track, hopefully, within that time, or at least the main portion of it. I'm just going to go through my basic process of creating a tune. I've done a few bits in advance, like collecting some samples, so fine-tuning some chord progressions, but I'll go through how I normally do it. So to start off, so if you see on the right here, I've got an input channel, which is easy keys, and I'm routing that into another MIDI channel, which has got keyscapes on it. Whoever doesn't know about keyscapes, it's basically like a sampler for like Rhodes and pianos and like a few old school bits and bobs. It's really good quality. It's nice. So I usually start in easy keys, purely because you can basically just use the circle of fifths. So if I was to put in another one here, a chord here, if I click on here, you've got all the circle of fifths. So we're in B flat minor right now, so it's B flat minor. So you can just preview all the chords there and basically write out the ones you want. You can also add sevenths, sixths, all the major ones. And also you can invert the chords and skip out notes. It's pretty good, and I've been using it for a while. It's good to just sort of have like an easy clicky kind of like chord not generator, but something that's easy to use like that. So earlier on I basically created a rough chord progression which we'll use for this. So it sounds like this. There you go. And that'll do for this purpose. What I then do from there is I'll basically print that onto the MIDI channel just by pressing record like this. There you go. And then usually what I'll do is I'll just disconnect that because it makes life easier. And we're going to spice this up. You can do it in the plugin as well, but personally I prefer to sort of work with, I'm quite a visual person, so I like working with the chords like this. And what we're going to do is we're just going to, just going to take all these middle notes. And we're going to move them down an octave. Space everything out a bit. We can also add things like ninths and sevenths and bits and bobs like that. Also, actually, it might be worth putting this. No, maybe not. Have a jiggle around like that. No, maybe not. Right, let's have a little play. So we've got our handy little scale indicator there. So this is our root note of the first one. So if you count up 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. That's the 7th. Which sounds kind of nice. So if we continue that note maybe onto the next one, we could put the 9th, the 8th, sorry, 7th. And what we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, that's quite a nice little So basically you just play around, moving notes, add a few. This is what I normally do. I usually try and keep everything in sort of roughly the same area, because when you actually play the keys, you don't want to be jumping all over the keyboard like with your hands, so you want everything to sort of be in the same kind of position. So that's why I tend to keep things in a nice little row like this sort of thing, rather than jumping from up here and then down here somewhere. So I've actually used that, and I've gone through and created something already, which I spent quite a bit of time on it, but because because we've only got an hour, this will do. I'll put it up an octave as well. There we go. So once I've got a chord progression that I kind of like and everything, it's working well, I'll either make some drums, or I'll go straight and just add a bass line to it, depending on the kind of mood I'm in. I think today we'll do a little bit of a bass line for it. I'll just copy that down. I'll just mute everything that's in the top at the moment. I'll leave it there just as reference because it's quite handy. No, and then on this chord progression here, I'll mute everything on the bottom. Serum. Bassy. So obviously that's just a root note at the moment, so we can definitely do better now. But to do that, jumping around a bit here, we should definitely get some sort of just placeholder drums in there, just so I can get kind of vibe going. Sorry if that's kind of loud. I'll turn that down a bit. So the reason I've left these other notes is because then I can easily, without straying too far from the chord at all, I can like play around with different possible note combinations. Maybe go there. Pick up one more there, maybe. Let's use it hit on the kick drum, which is usually around there. Also, drum and bass is quite a repetitive genre, so it works quite well usually if you repeat like a phrase like this, for example, and then maybe these two sections here, like bar 1 and bar 3, are the same, but then maybe bar 4 needs to be different from bar 2, just to create that variation. So what we got? Need to go up there, I think. Adding a lot of notes in here, but hey, we'll go with it. Join up with that, why not? Also, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes what notes you're hitting. Sometimes they go up like an octave. Easy to tell then. Right, that definitely needs to hold out longer. Just some notes. Cool. Let's do a little bit of sound design on that. That is not what I want. Right. Maybe like a little Reese sort of sound. So we've got basic shapes. What are we in there? Oh, that's where we were. Basic shapes. Dunk. So we just detune. Actually copy it over. So here is A to B. There we go. So if we detune this one up a bit and this one down a bit. Beautiful. That's semitones. What am I doing? Absolute crackhead. Here we go. So we can remove the fundamental as well, because what we're going to do is we're going to have that sub for the fundamental. So that's in this little pen marker there. Bit too much, I think, isn't it? I think some of our notes are probably a bit below the sort of point where they react to the sub. I don't know. Maybe it's just too. There we go. Crikey. Let's go up one a bit. Take those down. That second to last note's a bit odd, isn't it? Okay. I think we should simplify it a bit. What about just that? we could always do a little pitch. Because what I usually do is although I've got these chords there currently, just use them for like a framework and delete them, or just use like different elements using parts of the chords, but I won't use them as chords. Maybe on the intro or something. Not even. Oh, what am I doing? Envelopes. Pitch bend. There we go. Right. Give it a bit of compression. I'll have a little check on the old span as well, just to make sure the low end's not moving. A little bit. So we can sort that out. I think if we do... Maybe that's a bit too much. Always give that a little bit of movement as well. Cool. Right. I think it's time we get a bit of a sample in there or something. I did find some earlier. Got a selection. I don't know if I used them all or not, but let's have a little go, see what we got. So, got some funk sort of guitar, which does go with the keys, sort of. But the question is, does it go with the bass? A lot of potential there. Maybe. That's a good maybe. I've got this. Another little sort of funky, but that's more like a little fill at the end, I reckon. Like a... That should go there, maybe. Helps if I turn it on. Yeah, I'd have to sort of play with that, I reckon. What have we got here? Yeah, I'm feeling that. That's cool. That can stay, but maybe we can recreate that. Got some vocals.
Shelter, what's dangerous? Why do you reach for it? You'll be stretching then. You love what you feel when you're alone. Silence if you fall.
Pretty cool. I like that first little line, but there's not much else in there. What about this?
I can't get you off of my mind.
Potential.
I can't get you off of my mind. I think.
Yeah, that could work. Although it's really slowed down, we'll have to do a lot to that. So, right, this. Let's try and recreate this. So, let's roll the dice. We can convert melody. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. Are we going to get lucky? The question is... That wasn't too bad, to be fair. The reason I do this is because there's just a bit more control. I can go back and edit the MIDI notes pretty much. It's just, well, I've noticed it's not actually on. Oh, interesting. And then. We'll just get rid of those last three, I think. Let it go. Cool, but let's change it to something a bit more sort of soft and nice. Go into Serum maybe. Not that one. Serum. So, I'm a big fan of square waves if I'm honest, but where is it? Basic shapes. Square wave. Let's see what we got. So let's use an LFO, we'll make like an envelope. Apply it to that. Something real basic. Yeah, maybe if the first part is like a bit heavy, a bit more raspy than the last. So how many bars is that? It's two bars. Burp. Maybe less than that. It's not even a bar, is it? Quarter, yeah, 2/4. That'll do. Yeah, I like that. Get a bit of reverb and delay on it. Yeah. Where are we? Let's make them legato, don't we? That's a bit smoother now. Just overlap the notes a little bit just to, yeah, help that, and then we can legato it. Or not. Yeah, because the envelope's going down, it just stays down because they're overlapping. Shame, oh well. We can always add, oh bloody hell. Could always add a few extra little notes here as well. Different run, shouldn't it? Start in a different place. Cool, that'll do for that. What have we got? Does this still work? I don't mind that a little bit. Maybe we should keep that. Is this the same? Keep that little element of funk in it, you know what I mean? Tighten it up a little bit. Let's put that in there. If that's the best place for it, like. Something I tried the other day and actually worked out quite well. It was just to use soothe in a really aggressive way. If I can remember what I did. Pretty sure I just did like, just rammed it super hard like this. I think it, yeah, like that. And then I like, oh, what did I do? Camel crusher. And then compressed it like crazy, and it sounded actually pretty good. Just give it that. That's super like attacky though. I should probably do some drums. I might steal these hi-hats, to be fair, they're quite nice. What we got? Cool. Let's just take those. Get rid of all those horrible low ends. Right, okay. As you can see, I've already got like a drum sort of group set out, which I usually use. So I've got my kicks and snares in one little group. Within that is a kick group and a snare group, and then everything else is all together, like the hats and everything. But normally what I'll do is I'll then group that together. I'll do that now. Tops. Because then I can process those separately. That's just the way I've worked over the years, and it seems to be working so far, so I've just stuck with it. Right, let's get some kicks. Kickity kick. Right, I got one, my lower sample pack that we could use. It's called Flutter, I think. Flutter. That's not that one, maybe. Flat or pitchy. Flutter. There we go. We go for a basic bitch kind of pattern. Where are we? There. Right, let's get a snare in there as well. Doo-doo. These are all from my lower sample pack, if you want to have a look. Go grab it. That's take that low bit out. Need like a toppy part now, don't we, really? What we got? So drums. One I did with Bloom. Nice little I think that was quite nice. I'll have my own reverb on that though. Right, so I'm going to show you something now which I've been doing ever since I found it, and it's so cool. That one, what am I doing? Oh, I've got a little drum reverb. We'll use that for now. Right, okay. So this plugin here is awesome. It's called Shaperbox. This is the 3rd edition. The reason it's so cool is there's a part in it called Volume Shaper, which I'll show you here. So what you can do, it's multi-band, so you can set up different bands here and then affect the frequencies in different ways. So you can basically trigger this with audio like that, and then say if I wanted to shape the top end only, this is like transient shaping. So if I want to do something like this, I can absolutely do that. Actually, I need to change this part here, so quarter, I'll do it. So if I solo the top end, you can hear what I'm doing here, right? So if I take like the really harsh transient off the top end, it's so good. You can really shape every single sound. It's really good. So say if I wanted more of a transient in the mid sort of low end, I could do that. So I could set it up so it's like that. So it's just that hit before the top end comes in and it dies down. And I think that like creates like such a nice little crack sound. It's really good. Go with that. See what's that. And it's just a case of balancing, really, because when I'm doing my kicks and snares, usually what I'll do is, because I've got them grouped up, I can see where they're hitting. And I want them generally to be hitting the peaks at like the same volume. So there's snares here, this is the kick here. And they're not too far off, to be fair. So what I'll do is I'll just reduce the snare just a touch from the body. There we go. That's a good starting point, I think. Now time for a bit more percussion. Percussion. Get rid of that stuff. Right, let's go. So what we got, loops, blah blah blah, cone sound. A few little nice shaker loops there from cone sound. What are we going for here? So this is always the bit that takes ages, just finding little sounds. What about that? Nice little layer, I suppose. So there's an extra kick in there, we'll have to get rid of that. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm just editing this sample here so it's the same rhythm as what we've got in the main kick and snare section, just so there's no like kind of confusion. Just makes everything sound a bit cleaner, hopefully. Obviously the kick and snare are really loud at the moment. Also that there's a lot of mid in that snare I'm noticing now. Some lows. Doesn't sound too bad. Right, okay. Need a bit more. What have we got? Not that one. I like this bit here. These are all just from old projects basically, so I guess what you guys would do would be just to either go on Splice or you could create things yourself, like different patterns. We need something stereo, don't we? So let's have a look. See what we've got. Hi-hats. That is not hi-hat. No, that says crash. Right, let's get rid of that, all that low end. Don't want it as heavy as this. Just wanted some stereo information. Not bad. Not too bad for like 5 minutes. Snare definitely needs a bit of crack to it, doesn't it? I think like the balance needs changing. Good one for that, which I've been doing recently, is just tilt shift, is it called? Flat tilt. Yeah, just that. Get rid of that. Have to be careful with the top end though, because sometimes there are some dodgy frequencies there. I'll just do a little control the top end a little bit with some dynamic EQ. And better. Let's get a little tube on that. And my go-to glue compressor preset, which is full parallel. Whack it on. It's alright. Not a bad bass of drums for now. Something there. Do we have anything in here? What about that? I'm not sure. What about the other way around? No, maybe this way, but we're gonna have to like play with this a bit. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I don't need that one then, maybe. sure this vocal would work with it now, would it?
I can't get you off of my mind. I can't get you off of my mind. My mind. I can't get you off of my mind.
I don't know, we'll just leave it there for now, but we'll turn it off. So it's quite a basic section. It's like there's only a few elements, like to see what we could do. These chords come in useful now. Make a nice little pad out of that. So what have we got here? Serum. It's going to be nice and raspy in a sec. Oof. Right. Another one from the old lower sample pack. Lush. Let's go with that. Okay. Obviously we don't want that over the actual drop itself, so what we're going to have to do is probably just like we use that as an intro, maybe part of this. Yeah, I'm not sure that sample's going to work, is it? So we use like the pads for the intro, obviously, but maybe do like a little percussion thing. You know what I don't normally do is just like have drums for the intro. I usually have like some kind of breakdown, but maybe we should just build it up. You know what, all of these sounds, they need a bit of clipping, I think, because they are quite harsh. Take some of those horrible. Taking that really clicky sound off. Get rid of that, put that in there. Tell you what we'll do. So, let's do a bit of more work inside Shaperbox. I'll tell you why it's still even more amazing than just volume shaping, sidechaining. So what you can do is take audio from, and then we're going to use this drop down list here and say should work from the snare group. Should. I know it's because we haven't got it playing. Okay, that's the snare there, that's everything else. So what we can do is just whoop, do a little minus infinity volume shape. And the good thing about this is it's all multi-band still, so if you did just want, you know, like the top end or something, you can do that. So you still get the low end of the percussion, but obviously that doesn't really count in this case. This is good for like bass, so you could sidechain the kick. Well, actually, let's go do that now. That's a good thing to do. So we've got our bass here. Doopy doop. That's our bass. Whack a Shaperbox. and we're gonna do audio in from the kick group. We're gonna solo our kick drum as well so we can actually hear it. That is a crunchy kick. And we're going to draw something in there. So that's the shape we're going to use. Dunk. What is that doing? There we go. But you might not want it to affect the entire bass signal. You might just want it to affect everything below 100 Hertz, for example. And everything above doesn't affect. So that's why this is really good. You can actually hear it ducking quite a lot. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to just have a slightly thinner, a smaller curve here. If you just listen on here, this is on my master, I've got like a rolled off 100 Hertz EQ curve here, just so you can hear the low end in tracks. Which is quite useful for telling if stuff's going to actually hit properly, So I can tell our drums are probably just a little bit too loud for the bass, so I'll turn them down a little bit. There we go. Let's have a listen. Okay, cool. So, recently, we're going to do some effects, but we're not going to do it in the normal way. We're going to do it in a slightly different way. So, recently I've been doing this thing where I have a return channel. I've just called it FX Swell, whatever. It's got 2 reverbs on there. One's sizzly one, which is just a really top end. Then a reverb, another one. It's just the Ableton stock stuff. And then I've just boosted the signal because it comes out quite quiet. But the reason why this is pretty cool and pretty good is as long as I select the right one. So what you can do is just slowly draw in. If I show the automation, slowly draw in for effects. And it just, depending on what you add it on, you hear that? Depending on what you add it on, depends on the sort of sound coming through it. So it's really good for, if you add it on a hi-hat, it sounds more like a traditional sort of white noise kind of effects. Or if you add it on things like, the pads or like that. Maybe that one's not so obvious because of what it is, like this one here. If we add it on here, it'll add a nice, like, top end. What I usually do, we haven't got a lot of elements here right now, but I would add it onto the actual group for all my melodies here. So for example, I'd probably follow the same kind of curve that we did on the hi-hats and just curve it up so everything sort of comes in. But as there's not a huge amount going on, not much top end. Right. What else should we add? Yeah, vocal. Should we add it back in here? What have we got? I can't get you off of my mind. What about if we added like a repeat of the my mind, my mind, my mind down, like here. So what we can do, we can use like something like Sound Toys little altar boy. Maybe we can like formant shift it. And maybe this next one, do it on a different channel. Rather than repeating stuff all the time, it's nice to sort of have little different bits of interest. So maybe like, even if it's slight difference. Okay, we need to compress that a bit, I think, because that is quite a lot. Keep looking in the wrong place. Compressor. Get you off of my mind. Get you off of my mind. Get you off of my mind. Off of my mind. I can't get you off of my mind. Also, another thing I like to do, like using like vocal samples is good and everything, but obviously everybody can use them. So you might find that someone else has used your sound, not yours, but the same sound as you. So in an effort to make things a bit more original and everything, you can always like use pitch editors and things on vocals to change them up a little bit. I can't get So we are in, what are we in? We're in minor, we are in A flat minor, A sharp minor, my bad. So we could even just tune this nicely as well, but it looks like it's already been tuned. Problem with this sometimes is it's pretty sketchy. Doesn't always work. Yeah, maybe it's not going to work. Oh well, let's scrap that, shall we? We'll just we'll make some pads or something out of it. Duplicate that. I've got a plugin called X Stretch. This is really good for making like things like pads and like atmospheric stuff. So we have to capture it though. So hold with me. I can't get you off of my mind. There we go. And then there's a few dials here. Stretch amount is the one that I use mainly. So I usually go to like 8 or something. It's basically like a really high quality pitch shifter and stretcher. There's all sorts of other pitch shift things, FFT size, sound end and start. That's just where it starts, so I could change that there. Don't need to really. There's filters, so you can take the real top end off, but I prefer to leave it. What we do is you just freeze that down, and then we can work with that as audio, so it's a bit easier then. But that's free. You could go download that. Just type that into Google. X Stretch. Definitely worth it. Even if you're having a non-creative day, you could just sit and make some pads and like weird little sounds. It's quite cool. So let's see what we got. Right, Right, rather than just leaving this like super long and, you know, let's just, maybe we should do something with the rhythm. The rhythm. Do you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to use Shaperbox again. You get like sort of pumping thing going. We can go like do a bit of a panning thing as well. So we'll be on quarters. So if we do halves, that's 2 bars, not halves. There we go. Sounds really nice to me. What we could do then, just to create like a loop, might just be able to reverse this one, second one. So then that should, in theory, be a seamless loop. Yeah. There we go. Ooh. Always save. I haven't saved at all. Right. This might work as on an intro as well, for the intro. Also later on, so what we'll do... coming up to the hour, I think. I'm not sure when we started this. 20 past, maybe. 25 past. Let's see if we can get like a rough structure in. Okay, so drum and bass, usually you'll have the drop either at the 33rd bar or the 49. I'm not sure I've got enough time to go for a 49 because we need a lot of intro then, so this is going to have to be quite a basic bitch intro. Right. Let's not have that. Let's use the other one. The time stretch. Put that down there. Or maybe with it. It's got like a weird little ethereal kind of vibe to it. We could always use a filter. Get a little filter on that. Nice little build. I find like filters really bring like songs to life. Got like, where's that keys coming from? Oh, it's this one. Oh, we could have a piano in there, maybe. Get a little piano. Right, let's go for it quick. Oh no. Keyscapes. Brr. I think we've got 5 minutes, so. No. Acoustic pianos. Pop? No, we don't want pop. That's really clonky as well. We've got a ballad. Maybe a mellow. Oh yeah. Oh, this needs to change now, doesn't it? Maybe a saw wave. Get rid of that last one. join them together. And then what we'll do is get rid of that last little chord there, because we're going to just go straight into the drop. Okay, maybe we'll filter up before, do a little filterization. Actually, let's do it on the group for the melodies. We'll just go, just so there's no lowage. We don't want to go all the way, but 300 hertz maybe, a bit more. I don't know what this sound is doing. I kind of like the pattern, but it's not really doing it, is it? Oof, bloody hell. I mean, it could work. There we go. Get rid of this. Okay, right, I've got an idea. What we'll do is gonna just quickly duplicate this. Ooh, got 2 minutes, I think. I know what we're doing. What am I doing? Quick. Oh my god, where is it? Chaos. Echo, here we go. It's loading. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Take the lows out of that though. To be honest, I don't really do much with this vocal, and I think if we were doing like a longer session, I'd probably get rid of it and like just put something else there. But it's like, at the moment, it's like a placeholder for something else. But you can see like generally how tracks come together. I know we only did half a tune. You'd still like end up doing like a breakdown and another drop, which would probably be a slightly different variation, but this is quite bare bones though, but I feel like it works. It's got like a vibe to it, which is nice. Yeah. So, yeah, it's been lower. We've basically made half a tune in an hour, so that's not too bad. I might actually go on and finish this, hopefully, and then maybe you'll hear it in some sets at some point. Yeah. Anyway, guys, take care. Have a nice day, evening, summer, winter, autumn, whatever. Enjoy. Take care. Bye.